Hey everybody, who loves their garden fresh foods that are coming out right now? We've got farmers markets, people have personal gardens. I am going to show you how to use Pampered Chef's cooking blender to make the most amazing homemade fresh tomato soup you've ever had in your life. Even if you don't like tomato soup, you are going to love this because I've always been indifferent towards it, could have cared less. This, I will drink it by the cupful. And what I love about it too is that it freezes really, really well. So I can freeze individual portions and just pull them out whenever I want some on a, cooler day. So I have our cooking blender here. It has a great soup function, and of course our cooking blender is actually a cooking blender, right? It has a heating element in it, so that makes it wonderful because you don't have to cook your food somewhere else and then add it. There's a lot of blenders out on the market that claim you're cooking. You're really not. You're heating through friction. I am just taking, kind of a medium-sized onion, chunking it up. Not because I actually need to chunk it up for the blender, but because otherwise all my other ingredients won't fit. I need to add some salt. And of course, Pampered Chef has these beautiful blender set or grinder sets. I've got the pepper one, and it's got a little carrier. I'm going to add some garlic. Usually I like fresh garlic, but I'm out. So what I love is Pampered Chef's backup. We actually have little jars of minced garlic. So I love having that as a backup for when I run out of my garlic, or you know how it is when you pick up your garlic and you're like, oh, it's been a while since I've touched this, it needs to go in the garbage. So that's my backup. I'm going to sneak in a packet of Pampered Chef's kale and fiber because I know I'm not getting enough fiber. So I'm going to sneak that in. You won't even notice it. There's no taste to it. And when you mix it all up, it's just in there. So I get the salt. And then from there, honestly, I just need the tomatoes. And with the tomatoes, once again, I'm just going to roughly chunk them up. They've been washed. And you'll notice that the knife I'm using cuts through them like butter. By the way, I just picked these out of my garden. Probably within the last, half hour. So these are very, very, very fresh. And you'll notice that my Santoku knife literally goes through them like it's butter. So hopefully you can actually, let me get a bigger one. Let me just show you. So, whenever you're cutting, especially something that's wobbly, you always want to get a flat side. It's a big safety thing. And then when you're cutting with Pampered Chef's knives, especially our Santoku knife. Now this is my most #1 favorite product in the entire catalog. Because pretty much everything you do, most of the time you need a knife. So being able to cut and just be able to make these beautiful slices. Look at that. Just all these beautiful slices, as thin as you want, whatever, with no effort is really, really huge for me. So this is roughly, gosh, it's just, I think it's like 30 or 40 ounces, or excuse me, about 35 to 40 ounces worth of tomatoes. The recipe that comes with the blender actually calls for you to do like a can of tomatoes. Well, forget that. I have fresh, so I always use fresh. I'll either pick them up in the store or I pull them out of my own garden. Now the container's getting a little full, so at this point what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start it, and then go ahead and then as this kind of blends down, I'm going to add the other 2 tomatoes through the hole in the top. So this is easy peasy. When I'm done, I'm going to, now this is pathetic. I have like 4 little fresh basil leaves left. My basil plant totally went to seed, so I only have a little bit left. So then once again, I'm going to back up with, I guess I don't have it here. Pampered Chef has a really amazing basil rub that is fabulous with something like this. You can put it on anything Italian, anything that needs basil. Any of your comfort food cooking, and then of course for something like this I can go ahead and I can add that. So I'm going to go ahead and start this, and I'll finish adding the extra tomatoes, and if you have any questions just let me know below. Bye everybody.